Name the last time a player of this caliber came onto a team this dominant.
He wants to do it, but he's worried about the reaction.
The kind of gravy train, just a scapegoat move to try to ease your way.
He's done everything wrong.
Kevin Wayne Durant, 9/29/88. He was a big boy. 8 pounds, 3 ounces, and 22.5 inches. I remember it exactly. And I had natural birth with him. Whew. I remember him playing on AAU, and they always questioned him. So the team moms, they kept a profile of the kids, and so they always had to have a copy of his birth certificate because they thought he was older because he was taller.
First time I laid eyes on him was during an AAU event. I've told anybody that once you see him play, anybody could walk in and said, that guy's going to be a great player.
I didn't think I would be in the NBA. I didn't know it for sure, but like, I didn't plan on anything else since I was like 9. I was humble enough to know that it may not happen, but I was arrogant enough to be like, all right, I have no choice but to be. I understood the journey at an early age too. My first goal was to make the varsity team. I did that. Second goal was to like start on varsity and be lead the team in scoring. I did that in my sophomore year.
One of the step. Durant. Showtime.
My college goal was go to college, a big time college, and play Division I. I did that. So I set goals along the way, and I hit them quicker than I thought. And then that's when I was like, holy, I'm on a nice little trajectory.
The day that he walked in my room, he cried. He said, Coach, I don't know how to say it really. He just said, but I think it's time that I've got to pursue the draft. And he had to. I mean, one, he should have been the very first pick. I mean, that was a no-brainer, but he wasn't, but it didn't matter. You just knew wherever he went, he was going to be a difference maker.
You knew that he had that special it that a lot of the great ones have. I was an assistant coach in Seattle, and then I became his head coach his second season. What he did just did not happen overnight. It has taken decades.
Durant, pull-up jumper, off the rim, and oh!
I don't think he was trying to be the best ever, but I think what he was trying to do was to be the best Kevin ever.
I think it goes back to the way he was raised, his background, his young coaches that were there with him at an early stage in his life, and they kept him out of trouble and taught him that, hey, if you're going to be good at this game, you got to work hard. You know his saying that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. Somebody forgot to tell him he was talented.
Durant, leaving the only NBA franchise he's ever known and heading west.
Durant driving the lane.
Never could get over, yo. As a kid, like, we would go to Florida, right? Next door to the hotel was just like this piece of shop we used to always go into, and they had the tips in the cup. And the dude went to the back. All my teammates took $1 out of the cup. I took $1. He only caught me. I was like, I can't never get over it, even if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Things like that used to happen to me all the time. I used to try to get over on stuff, and I never could. And I was like, you know what? It might not be as life. I can't just skate by and get through life without like really having to work for something. You know what I'm saying?
I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Well, I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Said I need a dollar, that's what I need. And if I share with you my story, would you share your dollar with me?
Steve was hitting, so I was able to get my rhythm working on him. He's probably one of the skilled players ever. So, you know, all the little 1-dribble pull-up stuff, pick and roll stuff, he critiques. He texts me after most games, and we talk about stuff we need to work on and just balance. And you see what I do a lot of the squats and shots, mainly get my core right, balance right. You know what I'm saying? So he's a guru out there. We call him Yoda. Got my Yoda working with Steve.
You know, when we're working out, I don't really think about how good he is. I just try to, you know, plant seeds in his mind to remind him on little things that, you know, sometimes we forget about and that can hopefully allow him to improve and to reach his potential, which, you know, he's already exceeded. When I watch him play the game, it's incredible to see how he puts it all together. You know, his size and skill set is something we've never really seen in this league. We've seen very skilled big guys before, tall guys, but not with his combination of size, skill, and athleticism, agility, quickness, ability to play multiple positions, and to be as accurate as he is. Kids are saying he's a unicorn. I'll go with that. Playoffs are the most fun. I mean, that's what it all is for. All the hard work, all the hours, all the dreaming as a kid. You know, it's great to make the league. It's great to be a draft pick and to realize some of those other things. But at the heart of it all, it's that energy and emotion and challenge of overcoming the adversity of winning in the playoffs when, you know, you lose or go home. That's what you long for, those moments where the pressure's on. And it is a little bit of a drug.
I was up late night balling. Up hundreds by the thousand. I was up late night balling, counting up hundreds by the thousand. I was up late night balling, counting up hundreds by the thousand. I was up late.
Durant crossover finishes.
Hundreds by the thousand.
Durant for three. Durant sidestep layup is good.
You got a full cap? Yeah. Oh. So, I thought it was a train.
I hate being injured, you know? Just want to be out there just hooping, you know? That's why I had most fun. Try to be positive and cheer my teammates on, man. Getting injured in playoffs, it never happened to me before. So, I mean, luckily it's not as bad as the injury I had before.
You see him land on KD's left leg. He had to be taken off the floor.
See that gets him right and that knee locks up and then is forced backwards. That's gotta be painful.
I didn't work with him during the knee injury. It was about 6 weeks where he wasn't doing a lot. When he got back on the court, I worked with him. You know, for me, I was surprised at how good he was in a relatively short period of time. I think I saw his first scrimmage with the team, and he looked a little bit like a fish out of water for 2 minutes, and then the last 8 minutes of scrimmage, he played like the MVP of the league. And I think in some ways that's why he tweaked his calf thereafter, because it was like, wow, he's all the way back and probably opened up the gates a little too soon. But, you know, he's the type of guy that can fool us all because he just looks like he never had a day off.
I work so hard, man. I work tirelessly, bro. So it's easy to discredit somebody when you don't see the work and you only just look at the wins and losses or missed shots, made shots. Don't matter. It matters what you don't see. That's the stuff that matters. That's what the kids need to know. I just keep building on that foundation I laid down 20 years ago. And I'm trying to make a mansion. You know what I'm saying? I'm damn near there.
Okay, I was gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Sit the back down. Seem like everybody nowadays Hollywood. Oh, it's like that now? I'ma show you mother how to act now. I'ma show them how to act. I'ma show you. I'ma show them how to act.
KD's one of my favorite players. He's just always been an inspiration and a role model. Having KD, mentor me in a way is unbelievable for any kid. Coming from college, a lot of kids would probably die to be in my position right now. He keeps it real. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. If I do something wrong on the floor, when I'm out there, he always tells me, pick it up. You can do better. To continue to work as hard as he is and to be at his level, I think that he sees that in me, the potential that I have. I haven't proven anything in this league, but for him to give me that praise as a basketball player, I think that only helps my confidence even more. He's fun, man. He's funny, cracks jokes, real cool. Always got that smile on his face. I think that's the best part about him. A lot of guys are too cool for handshakes, but not KD.
Durant goes down the board, trying to take it all the way. Durant misses the layup, but there to put his own back. Steal by Green, giving it up for Kevin Durant. As we send Utah home now, quick thoughts on Golden State versus Houston, Golden State versus San Antonio.
Well, I don't see either one of them beating Golden State Warriors right now.
Katie, is that like a secret handshake or something?
Secret society.
I like that.
Secret society.
Kevin, he is a loving, generous, kind person. He's the kind of person that believes that everyone is inherently good. That's just how Kevin is. And so, since he moved teams to go with the Warriors from Oklahoma, people have said some really horrific things about him. It's been quite hurtful as his mom. But I said, those people can't know Kevin. Sometimes it's difficult because I don't understand why people don't love him, because he's such a sweetheart. They really, really don't know him, because to know him is to love him.
I feel like I've been getting bullied all year, you know what I'm saying? I took the easy way out. I don't deserve anything. I took the easy way out. Easy. That pisses me off because I ain't never had no easy, bro.
There is no doubt in my mind, it was a crushing day for him when he knew that the decision he had to make would be to go to Golden State, because he would never want anybody there to think that he didn't appreciate him, that he didn't mean every word he had ever spoken when he was there.
Kevin gave 9 years to OKC. It's a long time. And he gave everything he had. The tough decision was made, and you grow from it, you learn from it. It's how you handle it. We had a lot of great moments together.
It was time for him to move on, and change is good, and change is sometimes very difficult for people to accept. It was just parting with still being loved. That's the part that concerned him.
Not a lot of people in his situation will express vulnerability because it's perceived as weakness. Right before he made the decision, he said something like, "I don't know what to do, this is so hard." That to me was pretty profound, to hear someone that's supposed to be some kind of superhero acknowledging he's a human being, which is obviously he is, but sometimes we forget that, and we all have to make these choices in our careers, and they're hard. And sometimes there's a fork in the road, and it's not, it's a tough one. And we've all relate to that, but we don't have it plastered all over society.
It's hard to make it at the top of your profession, no matter what it is, but it's easy for people to discredit you. It's like, man, you worked your whole life to get to this point. And sometimes you don't even enjoy it because you worry about what other people got to say. And that's a struggle some days, especially when you're playing the NBA, where all you hear is the noise. It's hard to tune that out. As much as people want us to like be tough-minded and have thick skin, sometimes it's hard to like not take it for yourself and be like, yo, I work hard as hell. Like you're not in the gym after shooting around and after practices. Like you don't know what's going on through my head like the day before a game. Like you don't know. It's just a game to some people, but this should be real life to us.
I think people get this idea that like he made his decision and then on July 4th he was like, bring out the ace of spades, let's pop champagne, I'm going to Golden State. I mean, it was the opposite. Like his July 4th barbecue didn't exist. Like there was no celebration. He was in more pain making that decision than anybody because that was the opposite of what he had done his whole life, which was make sure that everybody was happy. It all of a sudden was like, nah, I'm in charge of my own thing. I'm in charge of my own ship here. And he always was, but he knew it now.
I know. All's my life I has to fight.
Oh, that's cold. Check you. I'm Tom intern. Well, isn't that?